Hello my dear students, welcome back to Biology at Priyojit. In today's class, we will discuss one of the most important topics in parasitology, that is parasitic protozoa, with special emphasis on Plasmodium vivax, which is the causative agent of malaria, benign tertian malaria. So this topic is extremely important for B.Sc, M.Sc, Zoology students, CSIR-NET, SET, GATE and other competitive examinations. So without further delay, let's begin the topic. So basically protozoans are among the simplest yet one of the most fascinating groups of organisms. Although they are unicellular, many protozoans possess highly specialized structures and remarkable complex life cycle. Some protozoans live freely in aquatic environments or in soils. However, several species have adopted a parasitic mode of life and are responsible for devastating diseases in humans and other animals. Diseases like malaria, amoebiasis, calazar, sleeping sickness, Chagas disease and giardiasis all are caused by parasitic protozoa and they continue to affect millions of people worldwide. In today's class, in today's video, we shall first understand the general characteristics and classification of parasitic protozoa and then discuss the detailed Plasmodium vivax, one of the most important malarial parasites. So what are parasitic protozoa? Parasitic protozoa are basically unicellular eukaryotic microorganisms belonging traditionally to the kingdom Protista, although modern classifications place them within domain Eukarya. Unlike bacteria, protozoans possess a well-defined nucleus and membrane-bound organelles as they are eukaryotes. They survive by obtaining nutrients from their host and often cause serious diseases. General characteristics of parasitic protozoa. Let us now look at their important characteristics. Unicellular organisms, each protozoa consists of only a single cell that performs all vital activities. Eukaryotic nature, they possess a true nucleus enclosed by a nuclear membrane and contain membrane-bound organelles such as mitochondria and Golgi bodies. Microscopic size, most protozoans range between 2 and 200 micrometers, making them visible only under a microscope. Their cytoplasm is differentiated or divided into ectoplasm, which is the clear outer region, and endoplasm, the granular inner region containing organelles. Reproduction, most parasitic protozoa reproduce asexually by binary fission. Some species also undergo sexual reproduction, especially during certain stages of their life cycle. Locomotion, different protozoans possess different locomotory organelles such as flagella, cilia and pseudopodia. Interestingly, members of epicomplex generally look locomotory organelles in the adult stage. Formation of cysts, many protozoans produce resistant cysts that help them survive adverse environmental conditions and facilitate transmission. Complex life cycle, many medically important protozoans require more than one host to complete their life cycle. Classification of parasitic protozoa, traditionally protozoa are classified according to their locomotory organelles. Class Mastigophora or flagellata, locomotion occurs through flagella. Examples include Giardia lamblia, cause diseases like giardiasis. Leishmania donovani causes diseases like calazar. Trypanosoma cruzi causes diseases like Chagas disease. Class Sarcodina or Rhizopoda, the organisms move by pseudopodia. The most important example is Entamoeba histolytica, which causes amoebiasis. Class Sporozoa or Epicomplex, the adult forms lack locomotory organelles. The best known member is Plasmodium, the causative agent of malaria. Class Celiophora, movement occurs through numerous cilia. An important example is Balantidium coli, which is responsible for balantidiasis. Major human parasitic protozoa, the 5 most important protozoan parasites are Plasmodium vivax, Leishmania donovani, Trypanosoma cruzi, Entamoeba histolytica and Giardia lamblia. Among these, today in this class we shall focus on Plasmodium vivax. Plasmodium vivax is one of the common species causing human malaria. It causes benign tertian malaria in which fever appears every 48 hours. Systematic position, let us remember its classification. Plasmodium vivax belongs to kingdom Protista, phylum Epicomplexa, class Aconodacida, order Hemosporida, genus Plasmodium and species scientific name is Plasmodium vivax. So the disease caused by Plasmodium vivax is called benign tertian malaria. The characteristic feature of this fever occurring every 2 days or after 48 hours corresponding to the erythrocytic cycle. Vector. The vector responsible for transmission of the female Anopheles mosquito. The mosquito is not merely a carrier, it is actually the definitive host because sexual reproduction occurs inside the mosquito. Humans serve as intermediate host whereas asexual reproduction takes place. Morphology. Now let us discuss the important stages. Sporozoite. The sporozoite is slender, crescent shaped and approximately 10 to 15 micrometers long. This is infective stage for humans. When an infected mosquito bites a person, sporozoites enter the bloodstream. Merozoites are oval-shaped cells produced after schizont. Their main function is to invade red blood cells. Trophozoite. Inside the RBC, the parasite develops into a ring-shaped trophozoite. This stage actively feeds on hemoglobin. During digestion, it produces a dark pigment known as hemoglobin. Schizont. The trophozoite undergoes repeated nuclear divisions to form a schizont containing numerous merozoites. Gametocytes. Some parasites differentiate into sexual forms called gametocytes. There are two types, male microgametocyte and female macrogametocyte. Thus, these stages are essential for sexual reproduction inside the mosquito. Life cycle of Plasmodium vivax. The life cycle involves two hosts. Human host, the infected female Anopheles mosquito, injects sporozoites during its blood feeding or blood meal. The sporozoites quickly travel to the liver stage. Inside the liver cells, sporozoites undergo schizogony, producing thousands of merozoites. The liver cells eventually rupture, releasing the merozoites into the bloodstream. Some sporozoites remain dormant as hypnozoites, which are responsible for relapse months or even years later. Erythrocytic cycle. They released merozoites invade red blood cells inside the RBC. They pass through the following stages: ring stage, then form trophozoite, then schizont, then rupture of RBC, then release of new merozoites. This cycle repeats every 48 hours, producing the characteristic periodic fever. Formation of gametocytes. Some merozoites do not continue asexual multiplication. Instead, they differentiate into microgametocytes and macrogametocytes. These are taken up by another mosquito during blood feeding. Now we go for mosquito stage. Inside the mosquito stomach, the gametocytes mature into male and female gametes. These gametes fuse to form a zygote. The zygote develops into a motile ookinete. The ookinete penetrates the gut wall and forms a oocyst. Inside the oocyst, thousands of sporozoites are produced. Finally, these migrate to the mosquito's salivary glands, making the mosquito infective for the next human host. Thus, the life cycle is completed. This is the image showing the life cycle of Plasmodium vivax both in human host and mosquito host. Pathogenicity. What happens when a person becomes infected? The repeated destruction of red blood cells produces several clinical symptoms which include high fever, chills, profuse sweating, headache, anemia and enlargement of the spleen or splenomegaly. Complications. If the disease are untreated, patients may develop severe anemia, repeated relapse due to dormant hypnozoites present in the liver. Control measures. Effective malaria control requires multiple approaches which include mosquito control programs, use of insecticide treated bed nets, indoor residual spraying, removal of mosquito breeding sites, early diagnosis and prompt treatment. Common antimalarial drugs include chloroquine where parasites remain sensitive, primaquine which destroys dormant liver hypnozoites and prevent relapse, artemisinin based combination therapy commonly called as ACT where it is recommended. So understanding the biology and life cycle of Plasmodium vivax is essential for mastering medical parasitology and understanding malarial transmission and control. If you found this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe to Biology at Pryojit for more undergraduate and postgraduate B.Sc or M.Sc biology videos. Thanks for watching and see you in the next class. Bye.